All right, good afternoon. Hello. Welcome back, everyone, to Three Digit World Cup 2025. We are back with another exciting round of 16 match for you this afternoon, our third and final of the day. Number 5 seed Chile taking on number 12 seed Romania. But don't let their seeds fool you, because these teams on paper look very, very strong each. And I think we are in for a battle of a match. I'm this one guy. Joining me for this match is none other than Exia. Good afternoon, Exia, and welcome.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those closest match. Both of these rosters on paper are just a lot closer than people see out to be. They just look at the qualifier results and just look at Chile being the absolute just dominant team. But if you look at these rosters and look at the history of these players' tournaments, you're possibly going to see a really close match. Maybe bringing this to tiebreaker is a possibility. But yeah, it's going to be one great match here.
I'm super excited for this one. Number 5 seed and number 12 seed out of qualifiers, obviously, does not tell the whole story. You're seeing a lot of big names, as you mentioned. You've got Yuna and Nikore among the Chilean roster. OWC stalwarts who both performed really, really well in OWC 2024. Fefe, Oscar Combuina, Alfiu, and Yukari Smug rounding that roster out. And then I want to talk about Romania because, man, seeing this as a 3WC roster is crazy. You're starting with Lucrece, joined by Eternum, Nanoya, Badu, and Origin, which is just like, here's most of their OWC roster. Notably, only 5 members, not 6 on their team this year. I want to shout out Origin, who was the top performer of this team in qualifiers. He was number 16 overall performance score in qualifiers, played all 20 maps. So really impressive performance from probably the least heralded member of that 5-man squad.
Yeah, Origin also having the FCs, 3 FCs out of the 10 maps being like Noma 1, Noma 3, as well as that DT1. So pretty absolute dominant on that aim picks. You also have Lucris, which has an FC on that DT2. So, and mechanics are actually going to be absolutely great for Chile. Romania is just an absolute just demon. Like, you also have to contest against Chile, which also has Nikore. The absolute scores that he has, like Nomad was, Hard Rock 2, an FC on that, so Precision going to be possibly banned from Romania against them. So yeah, going to see how this map churns out. So a lot of things to think about. Maybe if you considering Romania ban, you're possibly gonna be banning something around aim. Maybe something like Hard Rock 2 is also a great ban, like getting rid of that flow on that Hard Rock 2. Maybe something mechanics like maybe the Freemo 1, because of considering that flow on that Freemo 1 aspect for Hard Rock is absolutely devastatingly hard.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I feel, the early round, smaller pool, best of 11, only 1 ban per team. It makes the, getting that 1 ban right very important, but at the same time, it almost feels like, it's like, hey, we're only getting rid of 1 map. There's a lot of other opportunities to be had here in a pool like this. This pool has quite a few different skill sets represented. You're doing it's a slot pool, relatively speaking, where you've got kind of a lot of the standard stuff included in it. So we're going to see a lot of different types of maps throughout this match, and most likely it's going to be a first ban of DT3 coming out from Romania, so they do not want Chile to have access to that extremely high BPM bursty finger control DT pick. Afraid perhaps of what Chile might have to offer on that one. If we look into their qualifiers results, honestly, were not very impressive on the DTs. Chile got 26th and 25th on DT1 and DT2 in qualifiers, so I'm almost a little confused by that ban, to be honest with you.
Yeah, seeing that like dub finger control map getting picked away is really, really scary. I think Chile has 1 ban that they can consider, possibly something more aim, but on paper I think they're really comparable to Romania on aim. Maybe something like Noma 4, because the OD10 Noma 4 is absolutely crazy, and the slider ends on that map are just absolutely impossible to hit. But yeah, that Noma 4 gonna be swept away, so we aren't gonna see the funny slider map going to be picked. So yeah, Romania with that first pick, maybe something really flowy. You can go for that Fremont too. The Hard Rock and the Hidden Flow absolutely going to be a pretty cool map to play for them. Pretty much, I think, really close in comparison to both of these rosters. Fremont 1 also being just that regular old school mech tech. Yeah, lots of stuff for Romania to pick.
Yeah, definitely plenty of options here available to them. You know, early in the match, always kind of a different strategic approach depending on the team. You know, some teams want to opt into like just the most locked in map they have available to them, something that they feel like they can put up a three-way or a near three-way. Other teams, you know, maybe wanting to test the waters a little bit, maybe willing to early pick something that they're a little less certain on. But it definitely feels like Romania has a super strong flow tapping team, as discussed. So, you know, you could even see something like a Hard Rock 2 here if they feel comfortable with it. The Fremont 2, as mentioned, another option. So plenty of choices available to them to start off the match. Really just, I think, comes down to, you know, how they want to approach the match and what of those few options they feel maybe the most comfortable with. You know, they were a team that did quite well on a couple specific picks, the Hard Rock 2 and the DT1 in the qualifiers. So, you know, maybe something aligning with those skill sets could be an early pick, as they feel those would be options that give them particular strength in this matchup. But the early picks feel so hard to predict in this one because there's a lot of things that both these teams are pretty good at.
Yeah, and Noma 3 is going to be that first map for Romania. So going straight into Jinsei Easy, one of those like default Noma 3 maps, some sort of snappy aspect to it. Key's are mostly flowy. I think flow aim players will do really well on this map. Bridge is a combo breaker because the note density just becomes a lot more higher. You have a lot more snappy aspects, a lot of doubles to go up on top of each other. So that bridge section could be a combo breaker, a score capper for both of these teams. But you are seeing Nakore on for this map for Chile, as well as Alfiu. And then Nanoyo, Lucas, and ETN. Is ETN just ETN?
Eternum. Yeah, it's Eternum. Formerly known as Eternum. He's been ETN for a while now, though, so... This feels like a really safe sort of option. You know, the Nomad 3 alt consistency, a little bit of aim control to it. Something that you'll see, you know, a relatively high number of teams being at a similar comfort level on, right? Not going to be, to me anyway, a map that is super clearly delineated one way or the other. Chile did get the 4th best score on the qualifiers, Nomad 3, with Romania down at 15th. So, you know, their best is arguably better than Romania's on this type of pick. But we'll go in and we'll see. You know, this one's pretty long, a lot of consistency tests to it, nearly 4 minutes. So, you know, kind of strap yourself in as we start off with what to me feels like a very level playing field of map.
On paper, Chile is number 3rd, like 3rd place in qualifier results. This Nomad 3 has a really similar aspect to that qualifier Nomad 3, so I don't think Chile is going to be that different from what's happening right now. Nakore finding the first break, not going to really matter, as that's just in the intro section. Romania with the accuracy lead, I think it's going to have a lot of potential to build up the most combo you can have. SS from Yukari. In these key eye sections where the flow is going to be a huge aspect, that's going to be where most of the combo needs to be hitting. You do not want to get score capped, as this map is 4 minutes long, as T1G said. To get score capped, you're going to be letting down your team score a ton.
Yeah, fortunately, those minor early breaks not going to be the end of the world. Nakore in that first 100 combo, so a lot of time to build back up. Not going to be too bad on the score for him. Yeah, we get into this key eye section. You've got some of those snap patterns. Nobody having any trouble as of yet, and kind of as expected, right? A lot of players do quite well, but there's a big chain break from Nakore. Lost a lot of accuracy as well on that pattern, and so he will fall quite far behind now. The accuracy dropping all the way to 96, the combo gone, and we'll see what kind of lead Romania can establish now. That is about a 500 combo lead in their favor, heading into kind of the second third, the middle third of the map.
Yeah, and if we talk about the qualifier results, Chile being number 3rd on the Nomad 3, not looking really comfortable for them. They still have 2 FCs on the board, which doesn't mean that they're out right now, but Yukari is going to drop that before his Seek and Ki. and it's all out for you to pick up the pieces. Only FC to combat against 3. Romania absolutely destroying the Snowmod 3 in the flow sections right here, but you still have that dangerous bridge section to go through, as that's the more density note and the snappy aspect of that section. Absolutely going to be a combo breaker. So as soon as we get done the slow section, it is straight into that bridge. No combo drops right in that middle section for that Ki, but now into the bridge section we go. Really going to be holding these FCs. And here we go. Doubles. Nanoya going to find the first break. Nikore, not the huge breaks, but out for you. That's the huge break that you needed from Romania. You also have a drop from Origin. If Blue Chris holds, that's going to be the map from Romania. But considering they are 300k in the advantage, it doesn't look like Blue Chris's break is going to matter. Breaks everywhere, and it's a full combo reset across the board in Romania in the driver's seat for the Snowmod 3.
Yeah, you just can't afford as many misses as the players found. That obvious diff spike in that bridge caught everyone out, and no advantage there to either side, which means effectively an advantage to Romania. And, you know, a Nomad 3 without Badu, who has historically been one of the best Nomad 3 players the world has ever seen, is clearly not the end of the world, because they have a strong core roster for it, even in his absence. And that is a very good team score for Romania coming into the ending. You've got 600k on Lucrece, reaching up to 600k on Origin, and not far behind is Nanoya at just shy of 530k. So just a good team performance all around there from this Romanian roster. And that's going to close it out. It's going to be a pretty comfortable 1-0 lead on a very solid first pick, 350k into the final spinner. Very well done for Romania to take the early advantage on that first selection.
Yeah, and overall, just FCing through both of those Ki's just helps Romania build up that combo, as well as that score. The early breaks from Chile, Yukari just breaking right before that second Ki, as well as Nikori, just not building enough combo to have like a potential score. It's just Romania just being a lot more consistent, and just FCing into that bridge just helps them a lot for that. So it is going to be the pick of Romania that they just won. So Chile, lots of stuff to pick on. You can opt in for Nomad 2 and DT2, considering you are the better mechanics team. Nomad 2 being just a sub Nomad 5, considering that is 230 BPM, break core, basically just burst. Nothing too special and different. DT2, pretty much the same thing, except it is just solely burst. So both of those maps, really good layup pick for Chile, and something to pick into if they want to get something done.
They want to go mechanics. You know, it's interesting comparing this the Chile team in 3WC to their team in OWC. They lose certain skill sets pretty heavily. They don't have a couple of their primary reading players from the OWC squad. They obviously don't have their 2 best players, since they're above the rank range in Intercamping and Mathy. But still some solid mechanics on that roster. I'd be a little scared of certain Romanian players on kind of the base flow tapping, but a little less so on the speed. So not hate either a Nomad 2 or a DT2 pick. And there it is, going to be that DT2, which is Dream War. And it's just a brutal stamina test. It's only, quote unquote, only 207 BPM, but 3 minutes, 15 seconds of just absolutely non-stop bursts. It does not let up for barely an instant throughout this map, so it is going to be draining on the stamina. It is going to be draining on that tapping. And if you're Chile and you're liking your opportunity for the speed skill set, the tapping skill set, this is a great place to start.
During these verses, you're gonna have the occasional 32-note death stream after the singer stops singing. And so just going to test out your 207 BPM death stream stamina. Nothing too significant. This what T1G said, just going to be burst heaven. Nothing too special. Pretty much linear difficulty throughout this entire map. I think it's just pretty much the same thing for the entire 3 minutes and 14 seconds. I think you will get a little bored, but you need to keep that stamina up. Chile, on paper, is going to be a lot more better on that DT2, but like considering their qualifier results, they are a little bit lower than Romania, but I think it could be pretty close, as considering the stamina aspect for both of these players, you could run out around like that 2-minute mark or maybe just some little shit messes could happen from any of these players, as some of this will just get you a little sleepy.
Yeah, certain of these maps definitely you have to work a little bit to maintain that concentration. We see some maps like that here and there throughout tournament map pools, and this is kind of one of them. But it's gonna keep that tapping test going the entire way through. And it's like, I think we should be about set to go here. Gonna see kind of unsurprising rosters here. Fefe, Yukari Smug, and Oscar against Nanoya, Eternum, and Lucrece. So we will see here if Chile is indeed as comfortable and confident on this DT2 as we would be led to expect, or if Romania perhaps has something up their sleeve in this tapping skill set. We know they've got very good flow tapping players, but the question is going to be about the stamina on this particular pick and whether or not that can hold up.
So for Romania, where is Origin? Because considering if you look at the qualifier results, Origin has one of the FCs on that DT2, so not seeing Origin on this DT2 roster is a little confusing. Maybe gapped on the stamina, considering it is a lower BPM. It's one of those BPMs where your strain on your hand is a lot more different than a really high BPM speed map. So I guess stamina might be capped for Origin. But yeah, accuracy leads are not really solidified right here. A little lead towards Chile, and I think that's continuing to build as accuracy drops from Nanoya are going to give a little advantage towards Chile. So nothing too interesting right now. I don't think there are any fourths or doubles in this map, if I'm correct. I think it's just straight up just triples, 5 notes, 7 notes, and just some depth streams across the board. So no accuracy drops from any of these players. Chile with the advantage.
Yeah, this map is extremely emblematic of the phrase "what you see is what you get," because it's just this. It's just this the entire way through. And it really does not offer you any opportunity to reset for quite some time. It does not give you a rest or a break. You know, you're at nearly 1,000 combo a minute and a half in here, and there's been absolutely no stoppage in the tapping. It's just go, go, go until you can go no more. And yeah, it's still a minor accuracy lead for Chile, but really not much to write home about. It's just a lot of combo, man. It's 1,100 combo FCs on 6 members in this lobby, and growing as we see this just mammoth death stream. It's Lucrece. Did he undertap or overtap the ending there? That was interesting. It was like right at the end of that stream, and that could be all it takes. I mean, that could be Chile winning the point right there for all we know.
Yeah, there was tons of accuracy drops from ETN and as well as Noya. So Lucas finding more breaks, maybe a Bancho, but possibly is going to be, yeah, that is a break. So more breaks from Lucas is not going to help the case of Romania. You have such huge advantage towards Chile as they accuracy higher than most of Romania's players. Oscar Comboina with 99.52% accuracy, the highest accuracy in the lobby currently as well, rising, dropping a lot of hundreds in this little burst section, and so dropping himself down to 98%. But if you look back at Lucas, that's a break that shouldn't happen, and that's actually the only break that has happened. As we're arriving to the last quarter of the map, that's the break that possibly just ends the map right here, as Chile is just running through this DT2 really smoothly right now.
Yeah, you know, the most binary of skill sets, right? Just raw tapping, raw stamina, and Chile proving that they have it in spades. Unfortunately, Lucrece, multiple misses. He is, you know, a perma lobby player who, unfortunately, you know, every so often you just struggle a little bit with some map archetype or other, and this happened to be it on this day. Eternum and Yukari Smug gonna also find a couple of late breaks, so 2 FCs left for Chile and 1 on Romania, but that is, again, just a really good team score for the team selecting here. Fefe with a very late break, will not even be a 2-way. Oscar, though, who looked the most comfortable in the lobby pretty much the entire way through, is going to drop the FC. Well done to him at, let's see, that's a 98.8 accuracy, so highest accuracy in the lobby, only FC in the lobby, but just a great team score. I mean, an FC, a million score from Fefe, and 923k from Yukari Smug. A good performance there from Chile on their first pick. Both teams looking quite comfortable at the outset of this match. Both picking very well for themselves to start things off and get us to this early 1-1 scoreline. Neither team giving anything up.
Insta pick Fremont 3.
That was fast.
That was
the instant Fremont 3.
instant. we got their Kirby mix map.
Yeah, this is, it's an interesting map because this is a type of mapping, right, that you used to see in tournaments. It felt like practically every week there was another Kirby mix map in everybody's pools, whether it was in the free mod or sometimes in like a no mod slot. And it sort of fell off a little bit. There was a while there where you really didn't see this style of map. But here we are back with this particular pick, which has, if you're familiar with the Kirby mix, this just holds to that style, even if it's not specifically a Kirby mix map. It's got those kind of awkward sliders, awkward linear flow patterns, and of course CS5 AR8 anti-mod settings.
Yeah, like if you look at this map, like through the editor, you can see that the sliders, slider ends are gonna be pretty hard to hit, considering on the hard rock you're gonna be raining towards like the top of your screen to the bottom of your screen with these sliders. You also have the slider points throughout these linear sliders, so basically you're gonna have to aim that entire thing, as well as these wiggle bursts that go back and forth and in a diagonal fashion. So these patterns on hard rock could absolutely ruin some of these scores, but on hidden the flow could absolutely be on like a note locker, considering the OD is 9, so note lock potential to be obtained with the hidden, and so you are going to see that be a possible threat. Lots of overlapping sections, considering like back and forth and mirrored patterns throughout the map. And so, yeah, hidden going to be really, really heavy on the overlapping patterns, and hard rock just being that flow kind of bursty wiggle diagonal sections that are going to be like those combo breakers.
Of course, to walk back just like into the free mod rules, in case folks haven't read or seen matches yet. 2 players per team with a mod. Gotta have a player with hard rock and a player with hidden or easy. And CS5 AR8, of course, the type of map that historically we have seen some easies. Easy on that remix type of map, something that you do see occasionally. So there's a world where you see an easy on this pick. But as mentioned, would be some difficulty for the hard rock players for sure. And also note, Chile going into their timeout very, very early here. Not often you see a team taking a timeout on the 3rd pick of the map, but here we are. So a little extra time in this one for them to get prepared for the map. Not sure necessarily what the reasoning may have been for needing that timeout, but we go into it regardless. They won't have that later in the match if they need it to, reset. If we stay super close late on, they don't have that opportunity to slow things down, if you get to a 4-4-5-5 situation.
Yeah, so we're going to expect these players just I think we're just looking through the map. I think these wiggle sections are possibly what they're trying to study. Also, as well as the overlapping patterns. So this timeout could work in their favor. If this breakpoint does eventually happen, then that timeout is for nothing. Because Chile does have pretty good anti-mod players. And so, yeah, I expect this timeout to go for Romania to at least win this map and probably more. But this timeout being used early, it might be a little too early.
It's a little scary to me to see timeout this early on. But hey, they know what they're doing, hopefully. I hope. We do have everybody in the lobby. Think it's probably rolling itself down. Yeah, GLHF coming out. So between the Corey, Yukari Smug, Miso, that is Yunha, Badu, Lucrece, and Origin on the Romania side. Badu, Easy, SS, the Mastermind, says Origin, so maybe we do get an Easy. I don't know if that's just a bit of trolling or is legit. Let's find out here as we load in.
It's easy.
Well, Lucrece is still playing the DT, so we're going to have to sort that out. It's over mod for Chile, though. We do see 2 hard rocks over there. It's going to be hard rock on Nakore and on Yukari Smug, hidden on Miso. And it will indeed be the easy on Badu, hard rock on Lucrece, no mod on Origin. So watch Badu. I believe the score is natively multiplied in the client. Easy does have a 1.75 multiplier, so his max score 875k. Be on the lookout for that. And already a couple early breaks from Nakore and from Miso.
Yep, and it looks like the easy multiplier is being calculated right into the client. So we are seeing that score being correct. as well as Miso and Yukari finding 2 breaks. So 2 combos already down, but you already trade that out from 2 FCs for Romania, so it is pretty sided for Chile. But Badu still with the easy FC, and the mirrored patterns are not a problem for him. You're gonna try and build some combo from Chile as you are getting supporting combo from the Core. That hard rock and those wiggle burst sections are absolutely going to be difficult into this latter half of this map. But the easy from Badu absolutely destroying Chile's hopes of trying to make a comeback. That's the only FC on the board as well. Reverse choke from the Core is trying to contest with that, but if Badu keeps this FC and the Core breaks right there, and that gives opportunity for Romania to try and solidify on their pick right here. And this timeout looking like a really good thing to have for them.
Well, Chile's timeout working well for Romania. You know, you take what you can get. You take what you can get. Yeah, Chile struggling a little bit with this map, not having the greatest of times here. Miso, it looks like just getting extremely hard third player syndromed on this one, unfortunately. I did mention, you know, the best reading players for Chile are not their 3-digit players. So that is a skill set that they perhaps a little bit lose out on here. And it's really just going to be eyes on Badu, who finally breaks. Right as I say that, of course, finally breaks right at the end. So it will not be the easy FC, but he does drop the top score in the lobby. Nearly what is that, only 90k shy of the top score even before the easy multiplier, which is really impressive. It's going to be a near 600k win for Romania. Comfortable the whole way through. My heart goes out to Miso, who clearly had not the best of time there on the hidden. That's what happens if you're forced into that sometimes. But a good one for Romania, and 2-1, no break points yet. And yeah, Miso, I was not supposed to play that. My friend, respectfully, we can tell.
He was forced to play hidden. When you can never escape the force.
When you are forced to play the hidden, sad. But you know, it wasn't their pick, right? So it doesn't really matter. Player being forced into something on the other team's pick, something the other team was expecting to be good on, not the end of the world. Does make me question the timeout from Chile a little bit more. Like, did that timeout actually change anything about the fact that they got kind of blown out on that map? I don't really think so. Maybe there was a world where they competed on it if their missing player who was supposed to be in for that could have played it, but yeah, I don't know. But it's whatever. It's Chile's pick, and it's only 2-1, so it's not like that just won Romania the match or anything.
Yeah, look at this map pool for Chile's opportunity to pick anything. If you consider just going back to tapping again, like DT2, it worked well. It was kind of close because Lucas was the only person to really break early. Yeah, but that Nomad 2 being linear towards that DT2, pretty much the same skill set, except we're in a little bit of a higher BPM, and it's more bursty. Not much aim goes into this. I think there is some finger control, so some doubles, some quads come out sometimes. It does gain more stamina in the end of this map, so a lot more dense in notes and a lot more dense in stamina for these bursts. I think this Nomad 2 a wonderful pick for Chile, but considering Romania did have 2 players on that DT2 considerably close to an FC, this Nomad 2 could possibly go either way.
Yeah, to me, it just felt like Chile was a bit stronger on their third member on that DT2, where you had Yukari Smug dropping an above 900k score with only 1 miss. Whereas on Romania's side, you had Lucas dropping the 500k with a whole bunch of misses and relatively poor accuracy. And, you know, that's kind of the thing with these smaller roster sizes, especially as Romania, who only have 5. On any kind of edge case skill sets, your chances of getting third playered are definitely non-zero. Obviously, we saw the same thing happening to Chile on the last map, but on their own pick, I think it's more likely that Romania might get third playered if anyone's going to. So something to keep an eye out on as well here. This one goes up to 230 BPM, doesn't have the same death stream, so, you know, it's still tapping, but kind of a different subset of tapping. I like it for Chile, though, just based on their performance in the DT2. They look like they're feeling the tapping skill set today.
Yeah, maybe just considering qualifier results, yeah, Chile just about like 10 spots higher than Romania on that Nomad 2, having like a 1.6 million team score on that Nomad 2 for qualifiers. But considering the qualifiers Nomad 2, this is a completely different map from that qualifiers into this round of 16 Nomad 2. When that qualifiers Nomad 2 was mostly polyrhythms and kind of 1/6 rhythms coming into that. But now we're just into burst heaven, mostly kind of uniform to what DT2 is, except you got some jumps to deal with, you got some more aim aspect into it. Oscar Biona with a first break, not going to matter, but yeah, the accuracy lead possibly going to be pretty important in this map. Oscar not having a great time already. Feifei also dropping combo. This is looking dangerous as these early breaks and the early combos, as well as the accuracy already down from Chile, is not looking really good for them. As Nikore, the only SS on the board for Chile. Romania with 3 FCs and as well, all players at 99% accuracy. This could get dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a bunch about the fact that Romania does have reasonably good tapping players. It's the raw stamina that was maybe the question. There goes Nano. That's going to be their first break. So that will give Chile a little breathing room to try and work away at this combo lead. But yeah, you can't expect Romania to be bad at this skill set. Clearly a team that's very capable of playing tapping stuff, but there goes Nanoya again, and that's going to start to matter as those combos build back up from Chile. Only 100k down, and there's still half of the map left to go. Now, I will look at Feifei's accuracy down at 94. Oscar at 97 is a little more comfortable, but a player with 94 ac, you got to watch out for breaks. You got to watch out for, maybe losing the stamina, losing the ability to keep the tapping going. Already has broken a couple times in the start. But for now, that lead's staying with Romania thanks to their accuracy advantage. But man, one miss and this could switch up quickly.
And players that shouldn't break for Chile is especially Nikore, but with this supporting combo from Oscar, now it looks really dangerous from Chile here. As we're arriving to the last third of the map, Feifei gonna find a break. That supporting combo is gonna drop, but Romania with another supporting combo from Nanoya is helping ETN and Origin on these Nomad 5 here, but that's a huge combo to drop Nikore. Finding that drop, and the supporting combo from Oscar is gonna drop as well. Chile, their pick is absolutely gonna turn into a break point right here. Romania, for that to fall apart, needs to have all players absolutely DC, but the 360k lead and growing. ETN finding a break on that FC Nanoya as well. Origin with this FC, a break point cemented into Romania's third win. It is currently going to be 3-1 for Romania, and this Nomad 2 looking like a miss pick out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, we said coming into this, right, Romania looked reasonable. They got just slightly third-playered on the DT2, but otherwise looked okay on it, which made this Nomad 2 feel a little less certain as a pick. Chile, I think, probably kind of felt like they had to go into it because it's the only kind of similar tapping pick in the pool to the DT2, the only thing really even close that was left for them. And yeah, you could make the argument that they kind of baited themselves into it as, yeah, you feel like you need to pick it, so you opt into it, but it forgets the fact that Romania has players who are super good at that skill set. And Origin shows up once more. I mean, he was, as we talked about, their best player in the qualifiers, and another good performance from him with the lone FC in the lobby there on that Nomad 2, and leads the way. I mean, a score in the lobby by 200,000 points. That's a huge amount of their winning margin. Very impressive stuff. So now Romania is in a good spot. No tapping really left for Chile to pick from whenever they get to their next pick. But first, Romania here, opportunity to go up 4-1. Breakpoint consolidation is in their hands. Plenty of options for what they might want to pick into. Do you maybe go, a reading pick after winning on the CS5 AR8 and the free mod? You could think about going the Hidden 2, or do you like the precision aspect and maybe think about going the Hard Rock 2? There's a couple of options there based on their last pick that they might think about.
Yeah, if you're thinking about that precision, on paper, Chile, really comparable to Romania on that Hard Rock 2. They pretty much had the same team score, but they're one placement of each other. So like number 5 for Romania, and as well as, number 6 for Romania and number 5 for Chile on that Hard Rock 2. So yeah, the Hard Rock 2 could be an aspect, but yeah, Hidden 2, TN1G predicted it. It's going to be that little bit of low AR. This is more of a mechanic heavy Hidden 2. You have loads of dense, like overlapping patterns on this. Some bursts actually are considerably flowy in this map. Is reading aspect is a really big challenge with the stacking notes, and as well as the back and forth patterns that come through. You got some doubles, and then it turns to a one note, then to a triple note. So yeah, hitting two. I think Romania actually has this in the bag, considering Badu is also in your roster. But doesn't mean Chile not going to be out of this yet. You still have a lot of potential to contest with this into, and possibly bring back your breakpoint.
Yeah, this is a map where Chile really wishes that No 37 was a 3-digit and Gonza was playing in this tournament, because that would give them a really, really strong reading roster. But instead, they're missing out on those players. And so definitely trends more toward a Romania pick in this matchup than it may have otherwise. I do think you've got some good options here as you're going to load in, it looks like Nikore, Alfiu, and Miso, such Yunha. But Romania's got Badu, and that guy's been around as a top low AR reading player, especially on, on stuff that's this like overlap and stack heavy low AR hidden pick. He's been around doing that stuff for years and years and years, and really that skill set has never gone away from him. So a very scary pick in this matchup in favor of Romania, I think. I'm excited to see what Chile may be capable of doing on this. You never know, they could prove us all wrong, but you like the pick here for Romania to try and consolidate the breakpoint.
Yeah, pretty much covered all the aspects of how this hidden two will go. I think on paper, if you look at qualifier results, hidden two a little bit better than Chile on this. Just only 4 placements above Chile. Romania at 12 and Chile at 16 for this hidden two. Badu is the only one that played the hidden two for that qualifiers and got 630k. So expecting a really great score out of him. Were those early misses, or was that Bancho? Oh, that was.
I think those were actual early misses, yeah. Origin and Badu both breaking in the first little bit of combo there, and then Origin and Miso trading another break just a little bit later, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, those combo breaks from Origin and Miso, not going to be the end of the world, but Badu fighting a breaks a little early on in this map. It's only 1/10 of the way into the map, so no huge combo is going to consolidate anything yet. You have some advantage towards the side of Chile, only going to increase the score little by little. But until we get into this Ki where it becomes more mechanics heavy on burst and a little bit more dense on jumps. But yeah, the Ki right into it, and looks like Chile with the advantage. But Nikore gonna break right after that. And so into this little section, that's 2 breaks from Chile. So Badu is finding more breaks too. So I'm not sure if it's just a map diff or just a little uncomfortable on this map. But you still have Lucris and Origin to back you up.
I don't know. I'm surprised Badu having as much trouble as he is on this, but man, like I said earlier, Lucre's just a perma lobby player, and he can just play anything you throw his way nowadays. That man will go in for any map and perform well on it, with the full reset having come through from Chile. And there goes Lucre's, of course, right after mentioning him. It is 100k lead for Romania, though. They did establish a bit of an advantage. Combo goes back in favor of Chile, not by a huge margin. But you have Nikore on the best recovery combo in the lobby, about 260 combo, and Alfiu at just shy of 200 until that slider break. So this one's going to stay pretty close to the moment. It's going to be a matter of, maybe one of these bigger combos breaking in the last third. But this is going to get to scary stages because this is still staying pretty darn close, and nobody has a massive combo, but a couple more breaks from Chile not going to help matters.
Yeah, and currently Chile is apps getting third player diff, as Miso only at 93% accuracy and only 200k, the only player down into the 200k depths. And so Origin, Lucris, and Badu, that's a triple break right there. Maybe there is an opportunity for Chile to come back, but I'm not sure if there's enough combo. That score lead is going down little by little, but with enough combo, it would be a possibility. But if you have rising combos from Romania and not a third player to help you on this into, Chile is trying to drag this back, but the the re-combo and the combos that are building back up from Romania trying to deny this comeback. And that's going to be a solid consolidation on Romania's side for this into up 4-1 in this series and looking to upset Chile, the 5th seed.
A couple of very solid picks in a row from Romania to get them into this position. Just reliable scores, on all three members on both of those maps, on the free mod and now on this hidden. As you mentioned, unfortunately, Chile kind of getting third players on both of those, with Miso dropping a low score on the free mod, and then again here on this hidden too. You can definitely tell they are missing the player that would be in, for these picks. It is unfortunate because it was close enough, to where one player really could have made a difference. 262K versus the other worst scores being, 430, 450K. You can do the math on that yourself. That one player, if you had your correct roster, could have been a difference maker. Unfortunately, is not the case, and that has given Romania now a consolidated breakpoint 4-1 lead. It is Chile to pick next. They do have the opportunity to get another point on the board here, but definitely back on their heels a little bit with Romania winning those 3 points in a row. And now the big question to me is, what does Chile opt into next? Their first two picks were very similar maps, DT2 and Nomad 2. They don't have another option like those. There is not another map of that type in here, so where do they go from here?
I think the most, possibly the most similar map is Free Mod 1, considering that is pretty mechanics, old school mechanics. You have that flow aspect in that Hard Rock, considering the follow-up points with the burst in that Free Mod 1 if you're on Hard Rock. And Hidden, of course, being that flow aspect on Hidden, really difficult to read sometimes. Some of these players really opt in for that flow. Maybe Hidden 1 if you're considering to opt in for that flow aim. The Hidden one only picks up on that flow in the Ki sections, but yeah, Free Mod 1 being the most similar to Nomad 2 and DT2. I think Chile's most kind of comfortable pick right now, and most making sense pick as well.
Yeah, just sticking to their guns here, right? Go from tapping to mech tech. This one, the BPM is obviously a lot more similar to the DT2 than to the Nomad 2, down at 203. I'm again just kind of scared of Lucrece if I'm Chile, because of the way he's playing so far today. That's a scary player on this type of map. Also, if Origin's in for this, he looked really good on that Nomad 2. So again, just a bit frightening. And of course, Nanoya, this Romanian roster, based on what we've seen so far in this match, is really scary on maps like this, which is, why if I had been Chile, I may have been thinking about going a different direction. Sometimes you don't just keep banging your head into the same wall if if one of them, you had a close map and then you lost the next one, but they're just sticking with it. Nikore, Alpha, Yukari, Smug gonna say, nope, we're gonna stay with the closest thing we have to that tapping mechanics pick, and we're gonna live and die by this skill set that we've decided on. I personally don't know if I love it, but again, it's their pick, it's their selection. They feel comfortable going into this, so who am I to doubt them?
I mean, consider, it is the most similar in mechanics for these maps, so I think Chile, sticking to their guns, sticking to what they can do best. But especially that Nomad 2, considering that, Romania, Lucrece absolutely going off on that, as well as Origin getting that FC on the number 2. This could turn into a match point opportunity for Romania. But you got two Hard Rocks on the side of Nikore and Yukari. So overmodding, I actually do not like this overmodding. I feel like no mod should be considered in this free mod 1, considering Hard Rock is just absolutely difficult. It's just like a 7.11 star rating with Hard Rock, and the flow on this, considering follow-up points, this overmod could turn into something really bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I necessarily love the Hard Rock overmod here. The spacing on this can be really challenging, as mentioned, and the accuracy obviously proving a challenge as well. Nikore all the way down at 93 for a bit there, so we'll see how he recovers going forward. Gotta get that accuracy back up, gotta make sure to maintain the combo as well. It is still 4 FCs on the board. Combo advantage a little bit in favor of Chile by, 30 combos all. So this is basically dead even. So for now, the Hard Rock overmod working out, but the accuracy on Nikore could be a difference maker, because that's kind of why Romania is still holding on to the lead, right? They've got, 4 or 5% accuracy advantages on a couple of the members.
Yeah, until we get into the more of the Ki section where the I think the flow does space out a lot more. Yukari finds a break. No, that was Bancho. So Bancho is actually baiting the heck out of all of us. Romania has accuracy here, and it actually is continuing to rise for them, but the lead is somehow being really confusing right now. It's going back to 32k and then to 70k. No breaks from any of these players. About in reaching distance for Chile and both of these players for this trophy, but with the accuracy advantage that Romania has over Nikori's score, that's a double break and that's a trade. I don't know if the switch is over, but Chile has the FC from both Hard Rock players. Maybe the multiplier helps a little bit, but you still got two combos from Romania. Lucret's absolutely going on the Nomad one, but that Yukari break and as well as Nikori is going to solidify Romania, and that's a double break point in a row for Romania to reach match point opportunity.
That's absolutely brutal scenes for Chile on that one. They traded a hidden with a hard rock, which technically would have been advantage Chile going into the very ending of the map thanks to the mod multiplier, but I think anyway. I could be going crazy. Anyway, it just didn't end up working out regardless because Nikori's accuracy down at 95, worst in the lobby by over 2%. And those breaks at the very end, those breaks in the last couple hundred combo. Meanwhile, Romania, FC on Origin, once again, showing up for a mechanics pick. Very good scorers backing him up on Lucrece and Nanoya. I mean, it's just, again, a very good team performance from Romania, and a couple of breaks from Chile at the exact wrong moment, and maybe the overmod not quite working the way they would have liked. I don't know that it necessarily would have mattered either way, but no, it's a double break point regardless. And Romania now match points the rest of the way through this match. Not what you want if you're Chile. You got to make up a couple break points, win a couple picks on your own. I mean, this is a very, very tough spot to be in. Romania, the world is practically their oyster now. They can pick whatever they want and feel decently comfortable with.
And if you're really considering it, like the flow aspect on Freema 1, yeah, it's there. You could go Freema 2 as it has a really similar fashion to how that Nomad 3 flow worked. The hard rock could be absolutely devastating for Romania, as well as the hidden, because that Freema 2 really similar to what that Nomad 3 was. I don't think there's really good picks from Chile if that happens. Yeah, Freema 2 being picked from Romania, getting back into that first map we played from that Nomad 3, and is basically a similar fashion into this Freema 2. If you're talking about, yeah, flowy aspect, hard rock just being more spaced, and the ability to do this on low BPM 1/3, and the accuracy is going to be pretty hard considering OD 9.3 also on hidden, but the OD 10 on a hard rock. Yeah, accuracy going to be a difficult section.
Big fan of this map. Like, regardless of any of the objective factors about this, like, this is just a cool pick. You mentioned it when we were talking through the map from the very beginning of the match, but this is just like a cool map. And I like it for Romania here because it's a little bit non-standard, right? You've got, kind of the finger control flowy elements to it that you don't always see combined in kind of an earlier stage pool. You might see that stuff go together a little later on, but not always here in an early, like, a round of 16 like this. So neat to see this skill set represented here. Interesting to see what mods, what players end up running which mods. This is not going to be an easy in all likelihood. So I would expect one hidden, one hard rock per side. I don't know that you see an overmod either way, but I'm just excited to see this map. I like this song. I like this map. For me, there's occasions where it's like, let's not bother being objective. Let's just be subjective. It's a fun time.
It's a fun time. Low-key, my notes are pretty objective, so I gotta speak with my mind. Hey, I played this map one time through Hard Rock and got 400k, so low-key, really fun. I actually really enjoy this, even though I'm not an all player. This is one of the funnest maps in this round of 16 pool. But good luck, have fun going in the chat right now. Romania, opportunity to close this match out with this Freema 2 pick. I think you're gonna see the Hard Rock on Origin. Wait, who had the Hard Rock last time? Oh, for Freema 1?
It was not. Origin had the hidden
Origin,
on the last map. It was Nanoya on the Hard Rock.
Yeah. Okay, I mixed it up. Whoops.
And indeed, same mods as on the last map. Hidden on Origin, Hard Rock on Nania, Nomad on Lucrece, very safe. And Nikore, Hard Rock, Alphew, Hidden, which is also the same as last time, but this time you have Fefe in on Nomad and some early breaks there from Fefe, Alphew, and Origin right in that first section. Not going to be too meaningful, but keep an eye on the comfort level of the players on this style of map that's a little different than some of the stuff we've seen so far.
Yeah, I think both of these players are going to have to hold the Nomad players high, as the combos from both of these players, it is way more easier on the Hard Rock. So 9.6 AR, really readable on that Nomad. Bancho taking a little bit too more longer than usual. Okay. There is actually breaks from Alphew, so I thought those Bancho breaks, but I think Bancho just waiting for us to see. Two FCs from Romania having them in the advantage, so considering that they're going to close out this match is looking a lot likely with the FCs. Nonoya going to find that break, so that's going to be a Hard Rock FC down. Origin and Alphew going to trade those supporting combos away, and it's just both Nomad players going to battle it out in this last Ki section.
See who can hold into the back half. It has been Lucrece looking so strong on so many picks, but Fefe holding it down for Chile. Unfortunately, 100k lead for Romania. Big break from Nikore. Really can't afford any misses here into the ending. Alphew goes down as well. Nanoya trades it out, but with Lucrece and Origin holding an FC in a big combo versus just Fefe holding short of an FC, I think we're going to be seeing the last of this particular match, unfortunately, for Chile. Will Lucrece finish this out into the last moments of the map? Last moments of this match. Gets through the squares finally. Unfortunately, a very late break there right at the end for Lucrece. But the job is done. A well-played match from the entire Romanian squad, and they are going to close it out 6-1 just like that. Honestly, just very well done by Romania, man. Chile seemed nearly powerless before them, missing a player or possibly players, so unfortunate in that regard, but Romania just looked really good regardless. Very impressive stuff. GG to them.
And I think it just comes down to those reading picks, just absolutely diffing your opponent on that Freema 2 as well as that Hidden 2, and absolutely getting a break point on the mechanics heavier team. So that Nomad 2 break possibly would have been like the turning point for this match. So absolutely well done from Romania, and Chile has to go down through the grueler of the losers bracket.
It's going to be a tough one. I mean, you've got very, very competitive teams in this bracket. As we take a look here, that will be Romania awaiting the winner of Poland versus Canada tomorrow. So, of course, Chile thus awaiting the loser. Those are just all good teams. Canada down to the 13th seed, not to be underestimated. And so it's going to be tough next matches for both these teams, but you really got to give a lot of credit, I think, on this occasion to Team Romania. Just a very well-played match and a very deserving victory to them.
Yeah, well, that's going to wrap up the last match for today. I think our next match will be at Sunday 14 UTC.
Sunday 10 UTC. Yeah, it's an early one.
All right. Yeah, I'll be against UK, United Kingdom versus Oceania. Oh my god, I just butchered that pronunciation. Holy crap.
Oceania.
Holy shit. Well, yeah, that's going to be it from me and this one guy. Anything else to say this one before we close this up?
Yeah, absolutely. So just real quick, as this is our last match of the day, you guys have some time until tomorrow morning. That is, of course, 5 a.m. Eastern time, 2 a.m. Pacific time. Who knows? Maybe some night owls will still be up for that one if you're on the west coast of the Americas. But in your time in between, of course, you do have some things you can do. Make sure to check out the sponsors. Booting and Acrid keyboards, tablet covers in the Europe. You can type ! sponsors in chat here. Let's get you guys those links. And also can, of course, donate to the prize pool to get a banner to support your favorite team here at 3WC. So make sure you check out all of those, because there's some very cool people supporting this tournament, some very cool companies supporting this awesome event, and every bit counts. So we would like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been watching along today. Some very exciting matches so far. Congratulations to our winners today. Commiserations to our losers. Best of luck to everyone in the quarterfinals week. Thank you to our refs and our streamers and everyone involved. We will see you guys tomorrow morning, 10 UTC. As we have mentioned, it is going to be United Kingdom versus Oceania to open the day tomorrow. So we will see you then. I've been this one guy for Exia in the commentary box.
Yep.
Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning as 3WC round of 16 here in 2025 continues onward.
Peace out, brothers.